Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 2. This is a course designed to help you learn open chords, strumming, and fingerstyle patterns. We're on pages 6 and 7. I'm going to show you the G chord, the E minor chord, 2 strumming patterns, and an exercise to help you learn how to change chords smoothly. At the top of page 6, we have the G major and E minor chords. These are full versions of the smaller chords you learned in Rhythm Guitar 1. And by the way, all the chords in this book and more appear on page 81 for easy reference. Your G chord, or G major chord, can be fingered with finger 1 on 5th string 2nd fret, finger 2 on 6th string 3rd fret, and finger 3 on 1st string 3rd fret. E minor you can play with finger 1 on 5th string 2nd fret and finger 2 on 4th string 2nd fret. And there's an O above all the other strings, so it's a 6th string chord as well. And if you've already taught yourself some chords, you may have learned the E minor chord with fingers 2 and 3. And that's perfectly valid. I just show it with fingers 1 and 2 first, but we're actually going to cover that fingering on a later page. To make sure each string is ringing, just pluck one string at a time. If you get a plunky sound, something like that, make some small adjustments. Maybe your finger wasn't curved enough. And just make little micro adjustments. You want to pay attention to your right hand as well as your left hand. You want to make sure you're holding your pick between your thumb and your first finger and that your strumming hand is nice and loose and relaxed. You strum from your wrist and not from your whole arm. After you get a good G chord and a good E minor chord, you want to practice switching back and forth. And notice with these fingerings, we have a common finger. There's our G chord. Moving to the E minor, you can keep your first finger down. You only have to move your other fingers. Same when you go back to the G chord, finger 1 stays down. If you really want to work on switching chords smoothly, try this 4-3-2-1 exercise. What you do is you set a metronome to 60. So that's your speed, and you're going to play back and forth between the G and E minor chords. The first thing you do is you hold it for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then switch. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Once you're comfortable doing that, hold each chord for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And then when you can do that, 2 beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And your goal is to get to 1 beat each. On page 7, you have your first comping patterns. Comping is short for accompanying. So if you're accompanying a singer, you're comping for them. R1 and R2 in the middle of page 7, this is what you were doing all the way through Rhythm Guitar Book 1. You're just strumming quarter notes all the time. Now we're going to learn some strumming patterns, and I like to start off with bass strum patterns. Your first comping pattern is number R3 at the bottom of page 7. This is with an E minor chord, but you'll do this on all of your chords. This is a bass strum pattern, or bass, strum, strum, strum. Now your bass note is the lowest sounding note of the chord. An E minor is a 6th string chord, so your 6th string is going to be your bass. In these examples, the B stands for your bass note, and the little slashes stand for strums. So this is in 4/4 time, so we have bass, strum, 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 and that fills out every beat. Bass, 2, 3, 4. bass, 2, 3, 4. When I play my bass note and then strum, I only strum like the bottom 3 or 4 strings. I like to keep the bass note ringing, so don't re-strum the bass note. The bass note should keep going while you're strumming. Now that's in 4/4 time. Those are 4 beats, bass, 2, 3, 4. If you're in 3/4 time, there's 1 fewer strum. So now it's bass, 2, 3, bass, 2, 3. And of course you want to do this on all chords. In my book I show all of our comping patterns with E minor chords for simplicity, but you'll apply them to all the other chords. So a G chord would be bass, strum, strum, strum. We're back in 4/4 time. Or if we're in 3/4 time, bass, 2, 3, bass, 2, 3. Again, only strumming the bottom 3 or 4 strings and letting that bass note continue to ring. When you practice these comping patterns, first practice them on 1 chord each so you get the pattern down. So E minors for a while and G's for a while. Once you're comfortable doing that, switch them back and forth. E minor, 2, 3, 4, then G, 2. Remember to keep your common finger, your first finger, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4. And in 3/4 time, bass, 2, 3, and switch. Bass, 2, 3. And play this as slowly as you need to. It's better to play slowly and accurately right now, and your chords will speed up over time. Your assignment is to practice the G and E minor chords on page 6. Practice them individually and then practice switching back and forth, keeping that common finger. Also practice the strumming patterns at the bottom of page 7. First practice them with individual chords and then practice switching back and forth between chords while you do the strums. After you're comfortable with these chords and strumming patterns, I'll see you on page 8 with your introduction to fingerstyle patterns.